Speaking of Rome Odunze, he goes the next pick, number 9, which takes us to the number 1 pick. I think it's so fitting that the Bears are designing a bust-free blueprint for how to buffer and betrust a quarterback. Like Caleb Williams, they didn't rely on Caleb Williams, this, wait for it, generational talent to come in and overcome his circumstances the way Justin Fields and so many other quarterbacks throughout history, typically Bears history, could not. Exactly. They said, we're not leaving anything to chance. Now, they only got, I think, 3 more picks, and we'll see if they do something to continue to beef up that offensive line, the defense. I'll come back to that point in a second for another team. But point being, it's like they are making sure, and it's also a perfect storm when you think about the fact that, as Caleb Williams pointed out, this was not a number 1 overall pick team. This was somebody else's number 1 overall pick. So while Ryan Poles is stocking the cupboard with talent over the last several years, basically nesting for this baby that's coming, nesting for this franchise quarterback that's coming, in a way that they didn't do for Justin Fields, the previous regime. Now it's like, okay, you go to a situation as the number 1 overall pick that's not the worst team in football, which is unusual. That's 1. But 2, I mean, they stopped at nothing to ensure that Caleb Williams will not add to that list. He will not be the latest in a long line of busts in a Bears uniform. And getting him Rome Odunze, who gets to learn from Keenan Allen and be pushed by DJ Moore and open things up for Cole Kmet and have the defense play off, with DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert in the backfield, with a defense that I believe was at the top of the league in run defense. I mean, this team right now, right away, at the risk of hyperbole, right away can contend for a wild card spot. Right away. I think they're. I
thought you were going higher. Okay.
What, like no, not Super Bowl? What
not Super Bowl. No, not Super Bowl, but contend for a wild card. Contend for a wild card spot.
They got 2 teams in the division better. Well, yeah, but they got 2 teams that are better in the division. Detroit and Green Bay.
You think Green Bay's better in Chicago? You think Green Bay's better in Chicago?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Green Bay was a playoff team last year. Yeah. No,
I know they were. They won a playoff game. I know.
And Detroit's and the official team of brothers Detroit is better.
Yeah. But I think
Chicago.
I think as I said, as I looked at them, I think Chicago is becoming Detroit. Chicago is doing Detroit
They're
things.
doing it the right
just
way.
Like that. And you already mentioned it. And I remember you mentioned it earlier this year. You said, I like what Ryan Poles is building. And I very snarkily was like, what's he building? I was like, okay. I if there is, I ain't seen it. I didn't see it. But I do now. You're right. He's made a lot of obvious, big moves. He's made a lot of subtle moves. And now you're sitting here at 1-9 that turns into Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze and, some nice moves in free agency. Even, picking up Sweat last year from the Commanders and then giving him a contract extension. I mean, these are really smart moves from the Bears. And you look at them and they're probably a year away from being serious contenders. See, I think they are a playoff team. I think they're on the level with Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay is so far ahead of, hey, you know what? Try saying, I own you this year. Go ahead, try to keep that going. Try to keep that little narrative going. Nah, I think that didn't age well. So I don't think Green Bay is so much better than Chicago, and they'd be like, we don't have to worry about them. That's competitive. But next year, I think they're one draft and free agency period away from being in the position where Detroit is right now, Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, no, I don't think Super Bowl contender. Wow.
I mean, a year away.
Even still, that's impressive. I don't think there's any way Caleb Williams can. Like, all you got to do is throw it in the area. With them 3 dudes, all you got to do is just throw it in the general vicinity. Caleb Williams could do all the freelancing and all the off-schedule shit he wants. Caleb Williams can throw it left-handed. Caleb Williams can close his eyes. Like, chances are Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, or DJ Moore, one of them suckers going to come down with it.
Keenan Allen.
It's just insane.
Ooh.
Like, overnight, they go from DJ Moore and we need more to like having one of the best receiver rooms in the NFL practically overnight. It's just
I got to tell you,
yeah.
Chicago. This is like you mentioned the other day. It was like BC. What was life like before Caleb?
Yeah.
And there are many people in Chicago who's
Never
like
seen
they're
an offense.
walking around. Be careful. Be careful. They're walking around. They're bumping into each other. They don't know. They don't know. They take the L. They have like a routine. The routine. They don't even know where the L is anymore. They don't know what the Chicago River is anymore. Like everything is unfamiliar. Because Chicago has never had this.
Offense.
They've never had a quarterback with offensive weapons.
Yeah.
Like in tandem.
They've never been explosive. They've been looking over at Minnesota and Green Bay and hell, even Detroit and been like, damn, why can't we have none of that? They always been they've been stuck in the 1940s and 50s and black and white and Mike Ditka and Dick
And here's
Butkus
the other thing.
Yeah, oh my God.
Everything's changed. Everything's changed. They got a quarterback, they got receivers, and they about to get a dome stadium. Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
The monsters of the Midway. You thinking like that wind chill coming off Lake Michigan. It's awful, by the way. It's awful. I'm not talking about in December and January. October, November, it's terrible, okay?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. Now you're pretty much you're a 21st century dome high offense kind of team. You're a 48 to 45 kind of team now.
This is how you do it. Like they are going to make Caleb Williams a star if it kills him. it's like, bro, you about to be a star. Like he gonna make you a star. Not like that. That's how you do it. I mean, but also I would imagine Odunze, how highly rated he was the top guy on the board as well. Like I think Ryan Poles, if he'd have seen a defensive tackle that was better than Odunze, he'd have taken a defensive tackle. If he'd have seen an edge rusher that was better than Odunze, he'd have taken that guy. This isn't just, hey, we're going to go out of our way no matter what, board be damned, rankings be damned, to get a receiver to make this quarterback's life easier. No, this was Rome Odunze, like in a lot of people's minds, was right there. And some even preferred him. I know this is blasphemous for you. Some even preferred him for one reason or another to Marvin Harrison Jr.
It's funny.
I mean,
these people.
Some people.
I hate that I just have to tell.
Some people.
Why do I have to keep telling people?
Don't tell people. Just go CJ Stroud. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
I mean,
Odunze was highly regarded. He was highly regarded. I'm just saying he's highly regarded.
That's nice. He's highly. He's good. He's good. He's a good player. But I had to tell people last year, like, stop. CJ Stroud is the class. He is the top of the class of quarterbacks. Marvin Harrison, top of the class. The neighbors, all you neighbors people, calm down. Calm down.
Well,
he's a really good player.
I'm glad you feel that.
And I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Chris Sims. I see your rankings. I hear your commentary. I hear your commentary. Come check back with me. Let's see. How about Halloween? Let's check in on Halloween. I want to say next year. Halloween. Let's see how we feel about it.
I'm glad you feel so strongly, but I still think
I know it. I just know it.
Okay, good.
Sometimes it's what I know.
That's great. That's great. Leave him for me at number 4 because you should have sense enough to take Drake, but you won't. You're gonna take a receiver and be out the playoffs. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about our dynasty. Our dynasty rivalry. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.